Situated atop a hill overlooking Belmont Center, the William Flagg Homer House was built in 1853 in the combination French mansard, Italianate style by a wealthy Boston merchant and used by his nephew, the artist Winslow Homer, as the setting for several of his works. The fact that we can still tour the Homer House is due to the efforts of the Belmont Women's Club, which, in 1927, purchased the house after learning a developer planned to tear it down. The Women's Club established the Homer House as its permanent residence and has maintained the property ever since. The Belmont House was used as a summer residence by William Flagg Homer and his wife, Adeline Wellington. Artist Winslow Homer, considered one of America's greatest painters, was the son of William Flagg Homer's youngest brother, Charles, who was a less successful businessman, having lost money in the California gold rush. Homer, depicted in the lower right of the frame, created this illustration when Belmont, formerly known as West Cambridge, was founded. The artist spent much of his first 2 decades, and many later summers, visiting the William Flagg Homer House while living nearby in a modest rented farmhouse. This oval room was designed with hand-carved concave doors that, in the words of the House Museum, melt into curved walls. One of the highlights of a visit to the house is to view numerous copies of Winslow Homer's art, some of which are set in or on the grounds of the William Flagg Homer House. The Croquet Players is one such example. This pencil drawing of the young artist at 21 was created in Boston by Joseph E. Baker. According to Nell Porter Brown of Harvard Magazine, most people associate Homer with Maine, where from 1884 until his death in 1910, he lived and worked in his Prout's Neck studio, which is now owned by the Portland Museum of Art. There, you learn about the last years of his life, notes Susan Smart, volunteer curator of the Homer House. Here at the Homer House, Smart continues, you come for the young, romantic Winslow, just starting out. Belmont is important in Homer's career, says Professor Lucretia Geese of the Rhode Island School of Design. It fosters a place to be with his family. It fosters a place of inspiration to him, and it gave him, she adds, nourishment for the rest of his life. This engraving appeared in Harper's Weekly, a publication which employed Homer for 18 years. The scene depicts well-dressed people on horseback on their way to Belmont, with a sign on a tree featuring the name of the town. In April 1861, the Civil War began, and the Homer House became active in the Union cause. This is one of Homer's most famous works, depicting a group of women in the Homer House front parlor sewing uniforms for the Union soldiers. The Belmont Women's Club in the town of Belmont have worked for close to a century to maintain the house where Winslow Homer often worked. Women's clubs, notes the Homer House Museum, began as a social movement soon after the Civil War. They provided women with an opportunity to come together in support of suffrage and other social causes. In 1927, a time when it wasn't common for women to own property, and when the house was no longer owned by members of the Homer family, the Belmont Women's Club purchased the house for $25,000, thus saving it from demolition. With the outbreak of the Civil War, Harper's Weekly sent Homer to the front lines, where he sketched battle scenes and camp life, the quiet moments as well as the chaotic ones. That's Homer sketching on the right. Homer lived in Belmont for 2 years, beginning in 1858, but he would also return for holiday and summer visits after moving away. Indeed, according to Christina Michelon, curator of prints and drawings at Boston's Museum of Fine Arts, Homer's Belmont surroundings inspired him to keep seeking more rural and remote areas for his art. One of Homer's most popular paintings depicts 2 young Belmont boys, Patrick Keenan and John Carney. They each earned 75 cents a day posing for the artist, and in doing so became part of art history. In 2010, Boys in a Pasture was chosen by the United States Postal Service as a commemorative stamp. Writer Henry James described Homer as an artist who sees everything at once with its envelope of light and air. A fitting description of a painter, notes Boston's Museum of Fine Arts, who utilized the unique qualities of watercolor to capture the ephemeral, fleeting nature of his subject matter.